Hello everybody, Ryan here with another Let's Play. Today, we're gonna be playing through Dark Souls 2. The PC version finally came out after a very long anticipated wait, and by long and anticipated, I mean I had to wait an entire week because my friggin' TV burned out. Anyways, playing it here on the PC, so now I can actually record it. And yes, I am joining the massive influx of Dark Souls 2 videos that are going to be released inevitably. However, do bear in mind that I've played this game quite extensively on consoles, so unlike half those idiots on YouTube, I actually know what I'm going to be doing here. So anyways, first things first, press that start button. And let's boot on into the game, get our character going. Thinking I'm going to be playing with a strength intelligence build, which should be interesting, if nothing else. There is a sword later in the game I'm very interested in, but anyways, we're going to boot up into the game. For the record, what will I be doing in this playthrough? I'll be, of course, kicking absolute ass and not dying once, or so he thought. And I will, what's it called, you know, reading the item descriptions of important and interesting items, as well as, you know, letting the characters talk and whatnot. I do want to focus a bit more on the story this time around, so this time around, this is the first time. Anyways, whatever. New game! Let's initialize the online mode, which, hopefully we might be seeing some of that there. Regardless, it's time to watch a cutscene, and hopefully not get content ID claimed.
Perhaps you've seen it, maybe in a dream. A murky, forgotten land. A place where souls may mend your ailing mind. You will lose everything once branded. The symbol of the curse. An augur of darkness. Your past, your future, your very light.
They'll all turn into milk as they fall off your body.
None will have meaning, and you won't even care. By then, you'll be something other than human.
A spider!
A thing that feeds on souls.
A spider!
Hollow.
Oh.
Long ago, in a walled-off land far to the north, a great king built a great kingdom. I believe they called it Drangleic. Perhaps you're familiar. No, how could you be? But one day, you will stand before its decrepit gate without really knowing why.
God, that is a creepy smile. I am commentating here and there, in bits where it's suitable, of course, because, you know, the more commentary, the lower the chance of content ID, which is a royal pain in the bum. Either way, that doesn't look like a very grand kingdom here. I'm gonna be honest. I think we may have been misled a little bit. Oh god, that was a frame drop. Hi. Well, there goes the immersion. I should have known the fireflies were evil all along.
Like a moth drawn to a flame, your wings will burn in anguish. Time after time.
I don't know if they'll burn. We are falling to the depths of the ocean here, basically. I don't think your pupils are supposed to dilate that much, man. You might want to get some help.
For that is your fate. The fate of the cursed.
I'd give that dive a 3. There really wasn't much grace to it. I mean, the fact that the water caressed around him was pretty cool, but yeah, the dive itself was pretty mediocre. Also, the intro, the intro to that dive was probably what gave it the 2 extra points. 1 point for trying. That's 3. Either way, after falling through a horrible dark vortex that created a bunch of horrible creatures that will drain your very happiness. No, wait, that's wrong fantasy world. That just create a bunch of black, smoky skeletons. We're now here. Where is here, though? That is an excellent question. Hopefully we'll find out soon. Maybe the game will conveniently tell us with text and a sound effect. Hey! Things Betwixt. How's it going? I'm just gonna wave and hope that someone sees my phantom. Hi. Welcome to Dark Souls. So, this is of course our intro area. We don't have much. We have half HP, 0 souls, 0 items. But what we do have is the ability to two-hand our fist and make it look like we're about to play some sweet Yahtzee. Anyways, let's go. Keep running around here. Your first instinct might be to go towards the flame, but no. If you do that, you'll miss out on the single greatest item in this entire game. And by that I mean something I will never use ever. A rusted coin. You can use it and it will increase the drop rate of enemies, which is There's definitely some places that can be useful, especially this game has some anti-farming techniques. And by that, I'm sure most of you are well aware by now, the enemies in this game do not respawn indefinitely. After, I think the magic number is 10 or 15 times they die, they will never respawn again. Until, of course, you there are a few things you can make them respawn, but I'll talk about that when we get to it, which will be very soon. Also, pay attention to that lady, she's got to step on an invisible step. Oh.
Oh my, your face.
Well, that's not a very nice way to greet me.
Of the curse.
I'm beautiful.
It's an
Beautiful.
undead. An undead has come to play. They all end up here. All the ones like you. You spoke to that kind old dear, didn't you? You're finished. You'll go hollow. Yes, you'll become one of them. Hollows prey upon men, feast upon their souls. This is the fate of the cursed.
Yeah, don't worry, your character's constantly ominously laughing is still in the game. Never fear.
What is your name?
What is my name? Well, this particular character's name is gonna be the greatest warrior of all time, Akvanir! Basically what I call myself in every single video game ever, because that's my actual draconian name. But try telling someone in the human world your name's Akvanir. No, that's not gonna fly. Solely isn't acceptable. But anyways, Akvanir.
At least you know your own name. Here's your reward for sharing.
Is it candy?
It's a human effigy.
Oh.
Take a closer look. Who do you think it's supposed to be? Think back, deep into your past. Yes, it's an effigy of you.
The way she says that really wigs me out. Like the emphasis of the of instead of the you, it's just, it really wigs me out. Let's get rid of that mouse censorship there. Alright, so, this is the character customization. As you probably noticed, we didn't start creating our own character, which probably freaked out a few people here. Here you go, now you can make your character. Either way, here are your starting classes: Warrior, Knight, Swordsman, Bandit, Cleric, Sorcerer. There's a lot less this time around, but there's also a brand new one here, the Explorer, who is an interesting character to say the least. Also, the Bandit has changed quite a bit. This time the Bandit is the Dex character for some incredibly odd reason, but he's got decent dex, some good strength. I'm not going to be playing as the Bandit because that helmet is just ridiculous, seriously. It looks like one of those helmets you put over your head at the arcade to get a more immersive feel on your tower defense game. Anyways, we're going to be playing through this game as a Sorcerer. I want to play as a Battle Mage type character. So the Sorcerer starts with Catalyst, a dagger. Some people might scoff at the dagger. I, for one, embrace it, because the dagger is actually a pretty nasty weapon in this game, believe it or not. Especially if you can get some parries and some backstabs and some shield breaks. And regardless, we're going to be playing as the Sorcerer. Although if this is your first time playing through the game, I'd probably recommend playing as the Knight or the Cleric, simply because they're really good characters to start off with. The Cleric, you will have to two-hand your mace, but what else are you going to put in your bloody left hand anyway? Because he's got one strength too short to one-hand the mace, but he starts with some extra heals. He's got some really good strength and vit right off the bat. His adaptability is a bit lacking, but Knight and Cleric are probably the two I'd recommend if this is your absolute first time. Explorer is an interesting one. He starts with a plethora of items, and that's really all he's got going for him. Also some friggin' sweet adaptability. I don't even think the Knight has that much. No, I actually didn't realize that. Anyways, Sorcerer it is. Enough jibba-jabba. For the gift, you got the life ring, which regenerates, slightly increases your HP. Yes, this is the exact same as the Tiny Beings ring. It gives you a pathetic amount of HP. It's not worth your time. To be fair, most of these really aren't. A human effigy, which is it's what keeps you from hollowing. For those of you who don't know, every single time you die in this game, your max HP is reduced. The human effigy will return you to human form and allow you to summon again. Healing wares, again, not a bad choice for new players. You get some extra healing items. I'll never use these, but the poison moss is also pretty nice. So yeah, you get some additional life gems, some more powerful life gems as well. Homeward Bone, don't. Just don't. You get plenty of them in this game. Well, not plenty, but don't worry, they're not scarce in this game. Seed of a Tree of Giants. This is an interesting item. Basically, when you use it, the enemies in your world will begin to react to an invader. So, if you get invaded, you can pop this, and your invader, who's so cowardly hiding behind their hordes of enemies, will suddenly be getting swarmed by the hordes of enemies and die horribly. Also, kill the enemies for you, maybe, so that'll be nice. Regardless, it makes him basically part of your world, except he's still trying to kill you. Bonfire aesthetic. This is one a lot of people are excited about. Me, not so much, but you can use it, and it will New Game Plus the area you're in, which sounds like a great idea, and I love that idea on its own. I would love it if it just stopped there, but it gets worse. The effect of the bonfire aesthetic will never leave, not even when you New Game Plus. So when you go into New Game Plus, the area that you aestheticed it in normal New Game will now be New Game Plus 2. So yeah, I'm not too fond of the item for that reason alone. Outside of that though, it's a pretty cool item. It can be used to do some really gamey farming techniques, but I won't be doing that. And the petrified something, which is what I'm going to be going with. I'll show you what that does later in this episode. It's not too hard to get to. And body. Well, I'm gonna be a male. Build. Not too skinny now. I'm gonna go normal. Physique. I could be ripped. But dragons do not have well-defined muscles outside of the legs, so I gotta stick with that whole dragon thing. The face, you can change a lot of things here. Don't worry, you can do plenty of things. This is more of the basic stuff. Homeland, I am Caucasian. With the hair, don't worry, I won't be Caucasian for long, I promise you. Hair, personally, I like to keep my hair wild, It's pretty sweet. Hair color, we gotta get that bright red. Although I might change this later on. We'll see how it goes. I'll do some character customization off screen. Don't worry. I won't bore you with it. Get some aerodynamic friggin' eyelashes. Because, those things absolutely have to be aerodynamic. Speaking of keeping it wild, let's do it. Get that crazy beard. Not too many beard and hair choices, but don't worry. One of the things that people I know really liked doing in this game was, by the way, opacity is the opacity of tattoo. You can't make yourself invisible. No, that would be silly. I know a lot of people, though, really liked making those freakishly horrifying characters in Dark Souls 1. And advanced settings is where you can do that. You can change so many things. You can do some horrible, horrible things to your character. Okay, let's go to mouse control here. You can't really see it from here, but trust me, you can make your character look absolutely hideous. You can do basically anything to your character in this screen again, outside of giving them a snout, which I'm actually quite sad about. Anyways, I'm gonna deal around with this stuff off screen, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. Isn't he beautiful? I am the ginger dragon, so I gotta make him red like a ginger dragon, or a red dragon, for those of you who just can't seem to wrap your head around that entire whole dragon thing. Anyways, let's wrap up things here and start playing the bloody game. Don't worry, if you're not a big fan of the bright orange and red, don't worry. You won't be seeing it for very long. It shouldn't be too long before I get a helmet, or maybe it'll be quite a while. Who knows? Finalize the creation. Let's get in there. Is this your true self? You know, now going back to that whole thing about making your characters absolutely bloody hideous in this game, this is a question that I feel was absolutely fantastic for them to add in. All right. Anyways, it is.
People come here for the same reason.
Shut up, Skype. I went offline. Why are you making noises?
You're no different, I should think. Doesn't stand a chance.
Oh.
Well, you never know.
Commence ominous laughter again. That lady in their friggin' back is really laughing hard. She's rocking her whole chair.
And trot along to the kingdom. But remember, hold on to your souls. They're all that keep you from going hollow. Oh, I'll fool you no longer. You lose your souls. All of them. Over and over again.
Well, hopefully I shouldn't be losing him that much, but you will your first playthrough, and you're gonna like it. Ah, who am I kidding? I'll fool you no longer. I'll probably lose my souls quite a bit. I'm Ginger Dragon. I managed to flub up things that really shouldn't be that difficult. Regardless, DLC weapons! Don't worry, I won't be using a single one of those. In addition to, in my opinion, looking absolutely bloody hideous, they're not that good either, it seems. I mean, I don't know, I guess their attack stat or whatnot is really fast, but I don't know. I don't like them. I'm here for the fashion souls, so in general, I just don't like these. The shields might be a nice touch. I mean, have you ever wanted to block someone's attacks with a nacho cheese chip? No? Okay, well, neither have I. But yeah, the shields might be a nice touch since there is only one class in this game that actually starts with a shield. And this shield, it's got 90% block, so it's not the worst. And the knight does start with enough, as well as the cleric, start with enough strength to one-hand it, so you should, I mean, if you're really desperate and if you did happen to pre-order the game, then there you go. There's also a catalyst, which, you know, normally I'd be interested in, but it takes 12 faith, 15 in, and it's specialized in hexes, which are basically the dark magic of this game. So, yeah, again, not interested in that. I'm going to throw it into the bottomless box just so I'm not tempted to equip a shield. Even if I was tempted to, I wouldn't be able to. Unfortunate thing about the Sorcerer is he starts off really, really weak. Speaking of really weak, let's redo this loadout a little bit. For some reason, it doesn't want me to dual wield. Friggin' scummy game. Let's switch back to my dagger here. And let's speak with you there.
This is a limbo. A link between Drangleic and the outer world. Fair traveler, I know that you must have a story. Why else would you visit such a place? This lost, decayed kingdom.
NPCs talk very slowly in this game. It's nowhere near as bad as on console. Oh my god, the NPCs talked even slower than this, but they still talk relatively slowly in this game, which is unfortunate. It's also real unfortunate because a lot of these guys have interesting things to say. Like this.
I am here to look after them. It is what my mother did, and her mother before her, and so on.
Endlessly.
The old women would keep, but now the fire shows signs of fading, and the kingdom is beset by hollows.
And they don't even care, do they?
The old women are sisters. I am told there was a fourth. Long ago, firekeepers were commonplace. But now they are lost, scattered to the winds.
Yes, so the fourth person, that's mainly dialogue I was going for. It's believed that the fourth Firekeeper was that, the lady who told us to, you know, come to Drangleic and you won't even know why. Just go. It's like Disneyland. You'll go there and you'll never leave. But yeah, some people believe that that is the fourth Firekeeper, and I would agree. Because they did mention you spoke with that kind old deer, didn't you? Yeah, I guess I did. Anyways, here's our bonfire menu. You'll notice that right from the beginning you can travel. You can travel anywhere you want. You can even travel to the exact same bonfire that you traveled from. So, you know, absolute freedom right off the bat. A lot of people are happy about this, and for good reason. Because it's a fantastic thing. Also, literally any bonfire you can warp to. It's no longer limited either. You're going to tune your spells, which I've already got, because Soul Arrow is really nice. You can burn things, which, again, you can burn the bonfire aesthetic. You can burn a human effigy. The human effigy, if you burn it, it lowers your priority in the online pool. So, you have a less chance of being invaded, but also a less chance of summoning and being summoned, though, as I understand. So there's that, and then there's the item box, which you can throw stuff into if you don't have time, or if you aren't on time constraints. But I am. So let's quickly run through this friggin' tutorial area. I mean, I probably ideally shouldn't, but I kind of want to anyways. These tombstones will tell you how to play the game. These tombstones will also break, so be careful. Anyways, let's throw a little spell right in the face. Yeah, the dagger is actually a very powerful weapon in this game. I should probably go through the stats, actually. Stats are a little bit, they're pretty basically the same in this game, actually. Who am I kidding? It tells you what the attack type is. This one is particular slash and thrust. Wait, what is this? Where's the thrust? Oh, I normally don't two-hand my daggers, as you can imagine, so I wasn't actually aware of that. It tells you the class of weapon, which is important if you want to dual wield, because to power stance in dual wielding, you have to have the same type of weapon. Down here, this is the important thing. This is the counter strength. So level of counter damage inflicted on attacking an enemy with a counter attack. The daggers have the single highest in the game, I believe. I don't think there's anything higher than even a basic dagger. So backstabs and critical strikes with this weapon are pretty nasty. That, and they're also, oh shit. Speaking of, I almost forgot to do something here. Whoops. I remember there was something I was forgetting, and now I remember. So let's take care of this guy, and then I'll backtrack real quickly. Kaboom. But yeah, these guys deal unprecedented amounts of damage, and they're not too bad at stun locking either. But we're gonna get a ring in a little bit that will help us to stun lock even better with the dagger, which will be nice. We'll probably be rolling for this guy for, you know, a little bit. Eventually, I will probably upgrade to a short sword and then a long sword, and then we're just gonna get up there until we basically got a claymore. You have arrows, I have arrows too, except they aren't material, so they're better than yours. Sorry. So you go up to that guy. I believe that tombstone tells you how to roll, so you're supposed to dodge his arrows. Anyways, let's keep going here. Get on out of here and hopefully get that ring soon. I completely forgot about that thing. I wonder how many people were mad. Probably no one. Let's be honest here. Uh-oh. He's gonna fire an arrow. I'd rather not deal with that. Alright, that guy's dead. Go ahead, fire another arrow. I dare ya. Too late. I fired mine. Let's have a battle. Excellent. When in doubt, bum rush with the dagger. Yeah, dagger is actually a really fun weapon. Unfortunately, you might notice that little red bar beneath it that's swiftly draining. That's its durability. Anybody, and I mean literally anybody who knows me knows that I hate durability in basically every single video game. Even Minecraft, although at least with Minecraft, you can understand why the durability is in this game. In this game, your weapons just fall to pieces and it makes no sense at all. Either way, this is Smooth and Silky. They're the trading birds of this game. So if we go over here with this petrified something, we can leave it. Do not discard. Discard will just remove it from the game's universe forever. Leave it. Kaboom. And...
Yeah. Silky smooth.
I like the first crow's voice. I don't like the second ones. And, oh, good. Well, that, I mean, it's better than nothing, I guess. Petrified Dragon Bone. That's a upgrading. Shut up. Shut up. That's an upgrade material. But yeah, you can... get some, you can trade some small and smooth silky stones, something like that. We'll get one of them in a few seconds here. With those birds for various items of all kinds that you'd want. Either way, I'm going to go back here because there is an item I missed. A very important item, actually. Very powerful ring, especially for dual wielding. Okay, dude, you picked the swordsman. You should probably use both of those swords. Come on, man. Your DPS will be far better. I promise you. Either way, if we go back here, you may have noticed it looks like there's a small alcove just before we cross this bridge. So let's go take a look at it, shall we? Yeah, who am I kidding? You probably did notice it, but if you go through these bushes, you can come through here, and oh, those are some big footprints. I wonder what they could be. Let's go hunting for creatures whose footprints are bigger than my body. And it's a hippopotamus, or an ogre, as they're so pleasantly called by half the people I know. These guys can be a little bit nasty. We're gonna get some cheeky damage. Oh, he's gonna try that attack. I'm actually very lucky there. My controller did not register the first B button press. This guy is easy enough to kill. You're gonna see a lot of experienced Dark Souls players doing this to these ogres. If you get behind them, they basically get stuck in this butt landing attack animation. Uh-oh, I'm in a bad position here. You should sit again. There you go. Stop doing this, damn it. Sit in a position. Ooh, don't get hit by that, by the way. It will hurt. You can get whiffed by it, and you'll probably live. Probably. But I would not recommend getting hit by the full thing. As I'm sure you can imagine, getting sat on somebody who's more fat than muscle probably hurts. Oh, that rolls a bad move. Ooh, quickly dash into position here. Uh-oh. Oh, I fucked it up. Oh, roll. Okay. Well, this is a good thing that we have life gems. I'm actually going to back away here. The nice thing about being a sorcerer is I have ranged attacks. And this guy can't fit through small alcoves. So, alternatively, if I were smart, I would have just sat down here. But, you know what? I like to have a little bit of risk. And over here we get the stone ring. I think you only get this if you haven't visited Majula yet. I'm not sure what the actual trigger is, but I know that at some point in this game you cannot actually get this ring anymore, if I recall correctly. Either way, we get that. We also get some gold pine resin. I'd imagine one strategy you could do is basically run in past them, grab the pine resin, and then just wail on them with that. But anyways. Also, if you're a cleric, that'll be pretty nice because you can heal without having to blow away thousands upon thousands of life gems. But regardless, let's keep pressing on into the tutorial area. For about we should be able to make it to Majula by the time this video's over. And if we don't make it to Majula, then don't worry, I'll make some time. It's the first episode. I can scrunch out some extra minutes. A lot of people do that. A lot of peers do that is what I was about to say. I'll just go ahead and come out and admit it. So we got a sniper over there with his bow. Thankfully he doesn't actually have a bow. He's two-handing a broken straight sword. So I'll two-hand my dagger and oh god. Stamina's out. Stop trying to be fancy and just embrace the soul arrow. I'm going to be having a lot of fun with this guy. Alright, so I'm going to jump. Whew, that's a scary jump. I'm surprised that there aren't many bloodstains. At least not on this side. Or not on the other side. On this side. Alright, let's try and line this up. Jumping is still as much of a pain in the ass in this game as it is in Dark Souls 2. Except it's also more prevalent in this game than in Dark Souls 2. So, whoops. Anyways. Whatever, I don't hate the platforming in this game. I can deal with it. All of my ire is reserved for, oh boy. Well, that was supposed to be a plunging attack, but things kind of fell through there. Let's see if I can still knock both of them. Yeah! Get the hype! Boom! Stop struggling. Alright, well, that went far better than it probably had any right to go. Over here we can get a cracked red eye orb. And, well, obviously, same thing with Dark Souls 1. You use that while human, and you can invade the world of another player. And just fair warning, invasions in this game, I've heard they aren't quite as good as they were in the original. But still, the online play in this game is absolutely fun, I must assure you. Anyways, one last tutorial area to go, and let's move through the fog wall. How's it going? So, if you're playing a character other than Sorcerer or Bandit, then you'd have to actually deal with this guy trying to pelt you with arrows as you kick down this tree slowly. He will still hit you even though you're in the middle of the animation, so do bear that in mind. But since I'm a sorcerer and I can just do that. Similarly, if you're not a sorcerer or a bandit, you might have some trouble here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and headshot him. Wait, did I actually headshot him? So what you're supposed to do is jump down there, but you're gonna take a lot of fall damage, as you're about to see. Ow, that hurt. I'm gonna pop a life gem actually, and you have to deal with that guy while this guy is sniping you from. Ow, my ankle! Well, this guy is sniping at you from up above, from on cloud 9. He won't be on cloud 9 in a few seconds. He'll be on whatever the hell cloud heaven is stationed on. Let's go. But yeah, that can be a little risky. Nothing too hard against the tutorial. You ideally and hopefully you don't have any problems with that. Anyways, I'm gonna go on up here. Oh, I forgot to kick down that ladder, didn't I? Whoops. Hopefully no one's like 1-to-1 playing alongside me. That would be most unfortunate for them. Alright, one last thing I want to do here in Things Betwixt is I need to get the single most OP weapon in Dark Souls history. You might notice there's an ogre. There's 2 ogres, and they will aggro on you at the exact same time, don't you worry. So, you could try and kill these guys if you had skill, but, I don't. So, I'm gonna kill these guys in the cheesiest way I can possibly imagine. Still risky, mind you. I do have to force him to attack me. Oh god. And I have to walk across a narrow bridge while making sure I maintain his aggro. And do it. He did the attack! Now will he fall? Yes! That is the cheesy way of dealing with these ogres. This guy is actually relatively close. I can probably do it to him without taking too long. I mean, ideally, now that there's only one, you can still do the sitting strategy. But you know what? He's running. He's running. I'm still gonna do the butt strategy, or I'm still gonna do the cheesy strategy since he's up here. Nope, come on, keep coming. That's the thing about the soul arrows is you can redraw their aggro when they decide to inevitably back off. Hey, come on. Come on. I mean, and if you don't redraw their aggro, then they take plenty of damage. Oh, come on. You know you want some of this. Oh, here we go. Oh, I think I made him angry. I think I made him angry. Oh, I made him angry. One last arrow. Goodbye. I want to send him a souvenir, you know? What a thing to remember me by when he inevitably goes to the afterlife. Regardless, down here, you don't get much in terms of rewards. There's no items to loot. You kill 2 ogres, you get the souls, so we're already up to 4k souls, which is plenty. And you get the magical sex change coffin. I don't know why this is here. I'm just waiting for some guy who tries to find a lore-specific reason for why this is here, but if you examine the coffin, your character will get in, you'll see a loading screen, you'll come back out, and you will be a female. Or if you start as a female, you'll be a male. You can use it as many times as you want to switch sex as many times as you want, and it's certainly an interesting thing. Why is that guy not dead? Oh, right, because I rested at the bonfire. Anyways, with that, we can now get the single greatest weapon in Dark Souls history, so let's go on back there. As far as I'm aware, you only have to kill the ogres. You don't have to clear the entire place. But anyways, enough jibba-jabba. If we go back and speak with Milbeth, she will have some rewards for us.
You have proven yourself to the forest. We have little to offer, except perhaps these.
And we get the Handmaiden's Ladle.
May they bring fortune to your journey in some small way.
So, if we go over here, we can take a look at the Handmaiden's Ladle. What does this guy have? Oh, wow, the dagger's got 60 durability? Jeez, that's unexpected. Anyways, yeah, durability is a stat you want to pay attention to. If you're PvEing, anything with less than 50 durability is, you're playing with fire. That thing will have a very high likelihood of breaking in the middle of your journey. Anyways, we have the Handmaid's Ladle. An ordinary kitchen ladle. He who chooses this as a weapon either faces extenuating circumstances or has an odd sense of humor. If you care for your life, leave this one in the kitchen. So yeah, a bit of a silly weapon there. Deals, what does this guy deal? 20 strike damage. For the record, my dagger deals 57. 20 strike damage, it's got 10 durability. And everything else basically sucks. It's got 10 points in poise breaking, which is better than this guy, so I don't know. Anyways. Let's get out of here. So you can get that incredibly OP weapon. Let's rest at the bonfire one last time. And, you know what? Let's go. We are well over time by now, but let's get to the first real area of the game. Get out of this dank and boring limbo of a forest. Fall after this guy. Look at this guy. He's, I don't know what gear he's wearing. It looks like the Pyromancer set, but I honestly have no idea what that's reminiscent of, so... Again, in this game, whenever you see a gray phantom like that, you'll only show a weapon that is like their weapon class and similar with their gear. Otherwise, we have all kinds of messages. Head! That is a great bleeding butthole. Well, that's, try hexes. Not a bad idea. Hexes are kinda OP in this game. At least that's what all my PvP friends tell me. I haven't actually tried them. These scumbags are trying to mislead you. I guarantee you, half of the illusory wall messages you receive are blatant lies. Are you ready? I'm ready. Let's do this. Look at this view. Oh man, when I first stepped out here, I mean, things Betwixt I didn't notice much from the console version, but when I stepped out into Majula after playing this on the console for about a month, I gotta say, this is a huge improvement upon the console graphics. It just looks absolutely beautiful, this game. Anyways, you might notice there's an item over there. If we fall down here, we find nothing, but if we go deeper, then we can come down here and we can get the Morning Star and the Cleric's Sacred Chime, so you can get a chime for free. You can also get a Sorcerer's Catalyst for free later in the game, but it's a little bit more dastardly hidden. Over here we get something that every single spellcaster is gonna want to get, trust me. The binoculars. They are, contrary to their use in Dark Souls 2, where they were basically just a comic item for, you know, for use while being summoned. In this one, you can equip them. In this case, I'm gonna equip them in my dagger slot, and they're an actual quote-unquote weapon now. But holding R1 or R2, or you know, L1 or L2, will actually zoom in. And with this, you can accurately aim your spells, actually. So let's see if I can try and aim for the top of that mountain. There we go. That is a lot easier than trying to hit the top of the mountain from this view. You're gonna want the, trust me, the binoculars are fantastic if you're planning on using ranged spells. Regardless, that's gonna be all for this one. So be sure to like the video if you liked it. Subscribe for more. I do apologize if this episode was a little bit information ridden. The next one will probably be more so, but I will see you guys next time.